and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy Podcast, episode 450 for the week of April 28th, 2019. My name's Ryan Higgins. Who's here with me this week?
Brock Sager.
Kevin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Well, did he come back from the dead?
And Charlie Chaplin, or just Charlie Chaplin?
Just Charlie Chaplin.
Okay. Well, that is
Toby. That means the entire episode I won't be talking. I'll just go...
For the new listeners, that's Toby talking. There's not a week that's going by these days where a billion things aren't happening. We have a
we're sheltered in place.
load.
Nothing is supposed to be happening.
No, everything is happening. We have a billion stories to talk about here. I know Kevin's going to bounce, so we're going to try to get through the big stuff. Won't keep him too long. Toby's going to be kind of in and out. The wonders of working 24 hours a day when you work from home. So, but there is a lot has happened in this past week since we recorded our previous episode. So let me quote here from Newsarama. It said, let me see here. Let me get to where we go. Diamond Comics Distributors is putting official weight behind its plan to resume comic book distribution on May 20th with a strong letter to retailers Tuesday morning. While we know that the pace and process of reopening stores will be different throughout the country, we've set a target on-sale date of May 20th. The letter reads via comic book retailer Ryan Higgins of Comics Conspiracy in Sunnyvale, California. Happy to post that this morning when I woke up. So here is what happened since last week. DC Comics, along with Lunar Distribution and UCS Distribution, their DC Comics new distributors, said yesterday, as of this recording, we had to order all the comic books shipping from UCS, Lunar, and Diamond for May 5th, Tuesday, May 5th, May 12th, and May 19th. Those are the 5th and 12th are Lunar and USC. Those are release dates. So that is DC Comics shipping to comic book stores for release on Tuesday, May 5th, and Tuesday, May 12th. As well as Tuesday, May 19th from both of those, plus Diamond Comics, as well as books for Tuesday, May 26th from all three distributors. There was no other word about any other publisher, just DC. So we were basically ordering an entire month of DC Comics. I mean, stuff we've already ordered. This is stuff that was supposed to be out in April, but is now coming out through the course of May. For a Tuesday release from these distributors. This morning, as I assumed would happen, we woke up to every other publisher being officially announced as being having new comics started are going to start getting released again on Wednesday, May 20th and Wednesday, May 27th. So we have those lists for books that are shipping the last 2 weeks of May from Diamond. So we'll get more into the weeds on this DC Tuesday stuff in a little bit here, but comic books are back. We got some books today. That first little batch of stuff from Lunar and UCS from DC. We have a couple weeks worth of books coming out over the next 2 weeks on Tuesdays. Only DC Comics. And then on the 19th and 26th, as well as the 20th and 27th, we're going to have more comics coming out. Now, how the hell comic stores are going to put out books on Tuesday and Wednesday? Well, again, we'll get to that in a few minutes. But that was... The crazy thing about this last week was Diamond had this list that said shipping May 20th, May 20th, May 20th. And they're like, no, we can't confirm May 20th. It's like, but your thing says these books are shipping May 20th.
Well, wasn't it changing like every week?
No, it was. But they had pulled everything,
and then,
right?
Then they pulled everything and dumped it on the May 20th date, right?
So the DC books, those books that are shipping the 28th, 5th, 12th, and 19th are all coming via Diamond on the 20th. So 4 weeks worth of product, 4 small weeks, because it's those split up weeks, right? It's the kind of the restart weeks. But those are all going to be released now on Wednesday, May 20th from Diamond, as well as this extra batch of Marvel Image, Dark Horse, blah, blah, blah. I actually got the full list. I'm going to go over it in a minute here, so let people know what's coming in the next handful of weeks. But DC's just like, no, comics are Tuesdays now. Comics are Tuesdays. So let me get to this list. Let me get through this list, and then we'll talk about Tuesday comics and what I think is going on here. So we know the book's coming out this week. Again, as of this recording, today was Daphne Byrne #4, Dreaming 20, Batman 89 and Nightwing 70 reprints, as well as Batman Giant #4. The only problem with the Batman Giant #4 was they shipped the wrong one. The Batman Giant 4 that went out to stores, at least from Lunar, so the ones we got, and every other person I've talked to, we got the one that's supposed to go to Walmart and Target and the other distributors. We got the wrong copy. Mm-hmm. The comic book stores get an exclusive cover. They get a reprinted cover. So Batman Giant #4 technically didn't come out today, although it was supposed to. So copies are out there, obviously, with the wrong cover. But, that's not what we were supposed to have.
Well,
so
it's the right cover.
Off to a great start.
It's the right, it's the right cover for Walmart.
It is. Right, for Walmart and Target and the bookstores and everything, right, but not comic book stores. Okay. So, off to a great start. Next week, Tuesday, May 5th. Now, the problem here with the Tuesday delivery is I didn't get the books till 3 o'clock today on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to say books are out on Tuesday, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're out on Wednesday, all right? So next week, Batman and the Outsiders, Flash, Green Lantern, Season 2, Hawkman, House of Whispers, the Joker Harley Criminal Sanity, and DC Superstar 17, that's Facsimile Edition. That's coming out next week, all right? Then on May 12th is Harley Quinn, Justice League Odyssey, Lois Lane, and Metalman. Now, really, all those books together would kind of be 1 week's worth for DC. That seems like maybe that's about a week's worth. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 12, 13 titles along with a couple of reprints. So
these 3 weeks is about 1 week worth.
Yeah,
because you would get a giant and a facsimile, or a giant and a dollar, or something, and so.
Wait,
so all those books.
Ryan, I have maybe this is a getting in the weeds question, so we can push this off till you're afterwards if you want. But for new listeners, the list of comics that you're reading are physical comics.
Physical, yeah, and digital's happening too.
Yeah,
digital,
but I mean, you are a store in a state that is shut down until June.
Right. Yeah.
What are those comic stores going to be doing with these physical books?
Sure. I mean, the Bay Area just got shut down right through the end of May.
Yep.
So Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, said that they're going to have. We are in phase 1 right now, which is pretty much locked down. Phase 2 would include, after some amount of time, allowing curbside pickup for retail, which we would qualify for. I'm assuming. Yeah. But there's no date for that. We won't know till they're like, okay, cool, we've had 14 days of down cases. We can start to slowly start opening stuff up. So
in the interim, you're just going to be receiving shipments of comics.
We received them today. They are ready for sale. They're in people's pull boxes. We are mailing them.
Yeah. I go into the shop every other day, and I'm just processing books and shipping out books. It could be a stack of 6 items I'm shipping. It could be a stack of 20 items I'm shipping. I don't know. If people are buying their books and wanting them mailed, they'll ship them. So
yeah, obviously these books that came out this week are not big, but when you start to get a Flash and Wonder Woman and Justice League, okay, now maybe you've got 5 or 6 books and it's worth shipping in a week or two, right? Yeah, we are technically not doing any sort of curbside pickup. We did at the very beginning, but we've stopped now because we don't have any traditional books. By May 20th, if it hasn't been let up, we will probably do a very limited curbside pickup, just a total contactless. You have to pay online. You obviously can't pay in the store. No cash. I mean, you sit in your car. We will bring the books out to you. That's the end of it. No one can be in the store. Way less than anything else. That'd be the most we would do. Probably, though, we'll just continue shipping until it's official, till we can officially do curbside. Because at that point, we can even do like what Starbucks does and have the little, the table at the door, and people can come up and, they can prepay and we can have a slight interaction. But, it's right now we're doing it kind of on the side as little as possible because, don't want to get in trouble, obviously. But yeah, no official curbside pickup at this point. Now, some states are open, right? Some states are opening. So that goes for them.
I swear to God, the Darwin Awards are giving out cash prizes this year. Like it's
real bad.
Oh God,
yeah.
But I believe we're all on the same page, right? From those comic retailer armies, where if not everybody can sell comics, then nobody gets comics. Isn't that right?
Oh God!
You should see Ryan's face right now.
Fuck.
Hey, you're in the retailer forums now. I'm not. I have no idea.
You let him into the retailer forums, but not me.
All I know is when Marvel said, "When do you guys want books?" people said May 20th. And I was like, these are the same people that said we shouldn't be open, period. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, Tuesday, May 19th. Again, we ordered these books and the books for Tuesday, May 26th from Lunar because we had no idea that Diamond was... We had no official confirmation that Diamond was going to be shipping books. We knew they were, but it wasn't official. I can't take that risk, right? So we continue to order through Lunar. So we will be receiving these books, but we will also be getting books from Diamond. Spoiler alert, I'm not selling books on Tuesdays. I'm not selling them any more than I already do. We will receive them on Tuesday. We will process them. They will be in people's pull boxes to pay on Comic Hub. People can pay on the website, but I'm not opening at 11 a.m. with books on the new release wall, quote unquote, ready to sell DC Comics. Tuesday is when we process books.
Yeah.
On a normal situation, right? There is zero chance I'm going to be processing DC books on Monday, sell them on Tuesday while I'm processing every other company to then turn around and have Wednesday be new release day for everything else. So the week of May 19th, May 20th, DC's Unkillables, Dollhouse Family, Flash Giant, Plunge, Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen, Red Hood Outlaws, Wonder Woman, You're the Villain reprint. Now, graphic novels start to ship at this point. We're actually getting the majority of these in tomorrow because we're getting from the bookstore distributors, which have continued to ship. So we have $2,000 worth of graphic novels coming in tomorrow, a ton of everything that's on these lists. So, we're getting stuff before Diamond and before the other companies.
Are we getting that, Superman up in the sky?
I think that's coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep. So along with that, right? So all those books that I just mentioned, along with 30 graphic novels, are all shipping from DC on that 20th. So all those single issues plus a boatload of graphic novels. Marvel's got so on top of that is also Black Cat, Captain America Snapshot, Deadpool, The Empire Avengers Zero issue, Immortal Hulk, Marauders, Marvel X, New Mutants, Spider-Ham, Dr. Aphra #1. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Thor #5, again, another big book. And The God's Law of Man Kills Extended Edition. DC's got 110 titles between their graphic novels and singles. And I'm not going to go through every single book on the list here. But Image has the Bog Bodies OGN, Deadly Class, Ludicrates, Savage Dragon, the Snot Girl trade. IDW's got a bunch of trade paperbacks, the D&D comic, the new Star Wars Adventure Clone Wars comic #1, so again, that's another big book. Buffy, Jim Henson Storytellers, Kill Whitey Donovan, that's the Boom and Dark Horse. Red Sonja's coming out, another AWA Studios book is coming out, Year Zero. Action Lab, Aftershock, Archie, Humanoids. Oni's got a couple trades, new Doctor Who comic. So, again, it seems about... Maybe half, take DC out of the picture, about half of what we'd get in a given week. And these were not all scheduled for April 1st, which was the first week of no delivery. This is stuff kind of spread out. So it seems like maybe kind of a, so we're going to test the waters, put some stuff out. There's no major books here. Dr. Aphra may be the biggest book on this list.
When are we getting Strange Adventures 2? That is the most important information.
Well, so we don't have the official list for the 27th yet. The list was up on Diamond this morning, but they were only saying the 20th list is what we should be looking at. So the list for the 27th was not official. Lunar has, the secondary distributor, has Metal, Strange Adventure 2. It has the Joker 80th anniversary, Catwoman 80th anniversary, all that shipping the first couple weeks of June.
Okay.
So, once we get into June, the weeks from DC are normal. They are big, big weeks. Yeah. Also shipping from DC again on the 27th. Now, they have confirmed this. There's Aquaman, Basketball Heads, Batman Beyond, Books of Magic, Flash, He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse, Justice League, Lola Woods, Mad, Our Fighting Forces Giant, Suicide Squad, Teen Titans Terrific, Wonder Woman Giant, a couple trade paperbacks. That's like a normal DC week. Mm-hmm. So kind of that Tuesday, May 26th is it's a little on the small side. Batman 92 ships in the first week in June as well. Obviously, that's a big, big issue. So comic books are coming back. Who knows the status of your local store? We are unlikely to be open on the 20th, maybe the 27th.
Well, I think that
maybe the first week in June.
Well, if we'll probably only be curbside.
For curbside, right, not open, right? Yeah. For curbside.
I mean, just for phase 2 of stuff. Is just curbside pickup. Phase 3,
and I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe this is the entire Western region of states.
California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, and I want to say Colorado.
Yeah,
are right. Part of the Western Pact, where they're all not opening up. I
think we're going to all do it at the same time, right? Or similar,
like the phasing stuff. To me, that's a safer route, especially since we don't have a vaccine for COVID-19.
No time soon.
If they get a vaccine in a week, and in 3 weeks their production of that is supercharged and whatever, different story.
That is not
but
happening.
I'm just giving the what if scenario, right?
Yeah, that is not happening.
But with the way everything's going, can't wait for the second waves in some states, and it's sad.
So comics are shipping.
Yes,
hooray! Tuesday.
Well, comics are we would always get comics on Tuesdays.
Well, DC releasing their books on Tuesdays. Let's talk about this here.
Okay,
because there's a reason. There's a very obvious reason why, right? DC's swinging that big dick around, and this was the time. And I kind of wonder if Dan Didio was really holding this back. But I totally agree and understand why DC wants Tuesday comics. But the problem is, and I'll explain why in a second. But the problem is, the entire industry has to be on board as well. This can't just be a DC thing, because almost zero stores could make this work on a weekly basis. So right now when comic books come out, books come out Wednesday. So we receive comics Monday, Tuesday, depending on what type of store you are. And those books are on sale Wednesday. For graphic novels, those go on sale the following Tuesday at bookstores and Amazon. Mm-hmm. So comic book stores have a 6-day head start on that, and that is because books come out on Tuesdays.
Yep.
They do not come out on Wednesdays. So they don't want comic book stores to be 6 days behind Amazon. So we are now 6 days ahead of Amazon. That does lead to some marketing problems when you are trying to market your book, as Warner Brothers is one to do. You're having to market your graphic novel twice to audiences that don't understand that. Most people don't understand that. If the books are available, the books are available. Well, Amazon and Barnes & Noble are going to have it on next Tuesday. This comic store that you've never heard of has it now. It doesn't make sense, right? So I understand why DC wants Tuesday comics. And they might get it. The problem is, if DC is just like trying to strong arm the industry into this, Diamond has to go along with it, and I don't know. I don't know if they're. I mean, they would basically have to. This would be the time to do it. Like if we're just taking basically a skip week, and we align books for stores to get books on Fridays, process over the weekend. A delayed shipment means we get it Monday instead of Friday. We can still put the books out Tuesday. If Tuesday's new release day, then Tuesday's new release day. But we can't have a system where DC's out on Tuesday and everyone else is out on Wednesday. That just doesn't work. So, we'll see if DC can pull it off. We may be talking about New Comic Tuesdays in a couple months. I don't know. But this is happening. And if we get books from Lunar, they are on sale Tuesdays if we want them to be. That's the release day. And I think that's what they're doing. By pulling the books out of Diamond and having these alternate distributors, they can force whatever release date they want, and they are. And I'll tell you, from the retailer forum, they're like, I mean, they're not saying anything. They're like, comics are Tuesdays. Period. Comics are Tuesdays. And with the release of the digital comics that came up over this weekend, again, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the podcast, comics are now every day of the week. Comics are Monday through Friday because they're shifting their digital releases to be all the time. And if they're putting their new print comics out digitally on Tuesdays, that's tough for stores to not have the product to sell if it's available digitally. And, there will be some people that will just take the digital copy because it's out first, right? So I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to shake out. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Changing. So they're basically the reasoning is they want to shift it so it lines up with Amazon.
Yeah. So bookstores, Amazon, comic book stores, we all have the same product on the same day because we didn't. Because comic book stores, because of the Wednesday release, would get the product 6 days earlier. And it was a nice boost for comic book stores, but clearly the market for graphic novels is the bookstores, book format, like Amazon. Graphic novels sell well at Diamond, but not as well as they do in other areas. And they're pushing all the. When you're pushing through Scholastic releases stuff on Tuesdays. When you're pushing the book fair stuff, they release on Tuesdays. That's when books are released. Tuesdays, not Wednesdays. So we either get them a day late, or we get them.
Well, the thing is
the same day.
You're talking about an ideal system where you would get them on Fridays. But if you get books on Fridays, you're going to have a lot more time in between people torrenting books on the internet.
No, I haven't done anyway. People hack Comixology, pull all the.
Yeah.
No one is scanning comic books. They pull those straight from Comixology. They get them from I don't know how, but they pull those straight from Comixology, and they're available minutes after they're released. So, I guess, yeah, that's how. That's how they do it. They're not scanning comic books.
Me personally, it's like I get that shifting it is. Does it benefit? Does it benefit the company?
DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it totally does. Because all their products coming out the same day. They have one push for a product. There are probably you see this in very few industries. If a product's coming out, it comes out across all platforms at the same time, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, when there's video games that come out and it's like, oh, the Nintendo version comes out 6 months later, guess what doesn't sell, right? So if they're releasing books Tuesdays, books are Tuesdays. Now, they could release graphic novels on Tuesdays and single issues on Wednesdays. That wouldn't affect comic book stores. I don't think any comic book store would be like, we're just going to put our books out on Tuesdays, our graphic novels. That doesn't seem to be enough of a reason. But if they're like, no, we want books and comics all out on Tuesdays,
but the thing is
DC's call.
But the thing is that it's fine that it's DC's call, but it's what are the stores going to do? Like, are the stores going to be like, well, we're going to put them out, or are they like, No, we do Wednesday new releases, so that's what we're going to do.
This is where DC is putting the rub on Diamond, right? Because if you go through Lunar or UCS, you're getting your books Monday. In theory, we didn't. We got them midday Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you get it from Diamond...
But that's the thing is back in the day when Diamond used to ship and you got them on Wednesdays, you would be processing as fast as humanly possible to get those books to be put out even on the Wednesday.
Right, but...
And it's even a shit show to get them out on time with holidays.
What they're saying is that most stores, and the setup is that we get them on Monday. So I should get my tracking very soon for next week's DC's Comics from Lunar. And that tracking better fucking say Monday, if they want me to release them on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, because
this is now there was not many options on how do you get someone to buy comics, single issue comic books outside of Diamond if Diamond's offering them. You have to have better price, which Lunar doesn't. They have the same pricing. Uh-huh. You have to have nothing through Diamond, so DC pulls out of Diamond entirely, and I don't think that will happen. I think they're going to still put out books through Diamond because it's another source, right? But timing. There might be enough stores willing to say...
But the thing is really, what market are you aiming at?
I mean, everybody.
Yeah, you're aiming at everybody, but the people that know the book comes out early go to the comic book stores, and the other people are like, oh, the release date on Amazon's the release date on Amazon, that's when I'll pick it up. Like, to me, it's a mute point.
Marketing.
I understand marketing, but guess what? They market digital movies and digital and physical. Look, day and date. It comes out this day digitally, this day on physical.
Oh, Brock,
it's become
I guarantee you, Disney and AT&T want nothing more than digital comic books out weeks ahead of print. I guarantee you.
Oh, I know.
I guarantee you that they don't even want print comic books, right? They want to get rid of the whole market, but the sales aren't there. There isn't enough. There is not justifiable enough sales in digital comics for them to get rid of print, right? So for now, if you have your marketing team, you're like, fuck, we have to market this thing twice. Why don't we just have everything come out on the same day, right? I'm not saying I agree with the decision, but this is what is happening.
To me, it seems like if you're shipping it to Diamond, why isn't it being shipped to Amazon at the same time?
It is. It's just they're going from the book distributors go to the there's another like step in between with these bigger companies, right? So they're having for comic books because it's released Wednesday. The release date for comic book stores is Wednesday.
Yeah.
The release date in the mass market is the following Tuesday. And that will never change if like I said, we either get them 6 days early or 1 day late. Right? If we get them on Wednesdays. And DC is like,
unless
why?
They change everything. Unless if DC's push will change everything and we become, as a comic book store, a Tuesday release day, as in Monday becomes the new Tuesday, Tuesday becomes the new Wednesday.
And that is Tuesday is media release day, right?
Yep. We all knew that. Yep.
Right. It's always been like that. Video games, there are occasionally times where specific companies release stuff.
Media is separated out by day. They don't like to cross compete. So like magazines come out, I think, on Mondays. Like periodical magazines come out Mondays. CDs and movies come out on Tuesdays. Video games on Tuesdays.
And video games and books. That's what I mean. They're all on Tuesday.
Yeah, but the books. I think the books was a new transition. I think books used to come out on a different day.
No, books have always been Tuesdays.
So,
I don't care if Amazon releases a graphic novel on Tuesday and we get them Wednesday. I don't care, right? But does DC have the swing to shift the entire industry release date to Tuesday? They might. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
I think if you look at the market and you have, DC is the second.
Okay,
Brock, second one.
Brock, let's just say this, right? So I don't remember what day it was. I think it's the second week of June. DC. Let's just say it's June 9th, right? Let's just say it's Tuesday, June 9th. DC says, okay, Strange Adventure 2 comes out from Lunar Tuesday, June 9th, or comes out from Diamond Wednesday, June 17th, the following week. So 8 days later. What do you do?
I mean,
Batman 92 is coming out on June 9th. If you get it from Diamond, it's June 17th.
So as a retailer, just order from the different distributor.
Exactly.
And then you put it out the next Wednesday.
Well, so right now...
Or you put it out the Wednesday that you get it.
But that's the whole point here, is that they are using their pull to push things to Tuesday. And again, if it's only DC, especially if we're receiving a midday Tuesday, there's zero chance I'm going to sell the books on Tuesday. It just doesn't work.
Well, that's the thing is this, like, because I distinctly remember, 10 years, 12 years, 12 years ago when I first started working, it was, you would get the books Tuesdays, but you didn't know when. You could get the books at 11 o'clock, you could get the books at 3 o'clock, and Tuesdays was just the hustle to get them out for release day on Wednesday. And then finally we...
Still is.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it finally got to the point where it was shifted to the books arrived on Mondays, which guaranteed us getting it Wednesday or Tuesday morning.
Yeah, no guarantee, but scheduled for Tuesday.
But scheduled for Tuesday morning. So
you gotta know that's this area, man. The other areas are getting the books like Wednesday morning, and they gotta hustle before they open.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Diamond has a Tuesday delivery. If you opt into it, you're getting your books Tuesday morning. You can opt out of it and get your books Wednesday morning.
Golden Apple in LA that I applied for basically I told them, my old shop, we sort everything out on Tuesday and then we're ready for Wednesday. They were really surprised. They go, no, we receive everything on Wednesday morning. And
yeah.
We got to do everything like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning onwards and get ready to be open.
Yeah.
So the Diamond can do this, or DC can do this, right? They have the book distributors, which have their own, which are on Tuesday release dates, right? They are already set up for Tuesday through Penguin Random House. That's Warner Brothers. That's who Warner Brothers uses for their product. So everything is Tuesday. Now, Marvel, Image, Viz, any of those companies say, yeah, you know what? They're right. It's Tuesday. Then it's over. Books are Tuesday. DC's the one DC's the one putting it, making it happen. One company joins them and it's over. Books are Tuesdays. Like it'll just take one other company, because then that's the domino effect. Everyone will
Especially if the other company is Marvel.
Oh, if it's Marvel, it's not even a question. But Image, Viz, those guys have a way bigger market share for graphic novels than Marvel does. Marvel's graphic novels department is very small at the end of the day. Their graphic novel sales are very bad. But you get Yen Press or Viz or any of the manga publishers, which are huge in the book market. You get Scholastic involved. You get any of the more kid focused people. If they join DC, Image, then it's over. Comics are Tuesday.
Now the question then becomes, when do you FOC comics?
I mean, it would just be like the Friday prior.
Shifted,
yeah. And the big thing is Comixology, digital comics. If any company goes, yeah, you know what, we'll keep physical on Wednesday, but we'll start putting digital out on Tuesday with DC, then again, it's over. Everything's just going to go to Tuesday because no one's going to want that. So right now, comics are not up digitally for the ones that were released today. I believe they're going in tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that by the 20th or by the 19th of May, DC books are going to come out digitally on Tuesday. So that
I mean, it depends also on the agreement that DC has with Comixology and Amazon. What's the agreement that they have?
The agreement is if DC says books are Tuesday. That's their agreement. They're going to put them out whatever. The sooner the better, right? So
they used to do them Tuesday nights. They used to drop really late Tuesday
midnight
night,
or whatever. Yeah,
around midnight. Then they pushed them closer to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on Tuesdays to coincide with the opening of most comic book stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's the whole thing is hilarious to watch. At least like comics Twitter explode about all this stuff. I mean, because it's like as long as it works, whatever. As long as we're getting the product, we have enough processing time. It's not something that's going to be completely detrimental and blowing up, our routine. Cool, fine, whatever, right? But again, it's also this gives less time dealing with shipping companies, right? Because
that's why I said I am fine with Tuesday delivery, or Tuesday release, but we have to get the products on Friday. We cannot get them on Monday. It's just that buffer is too small. It's small now, but they're in the system. So if stuff's happening on Monday, like we can still, we know we can get them. If your release is Tuesday morning, we have to get the stuff Friday. And I don't know because you can't ship over the weekend. If you're picking up the product Monday morning, that means it's arriving Friday or Saturday morning at the dock.
Yeah,
because no one's processing the stuff over the weekend. So,
I mean, as long as again, it's one of those things where dealing with specifically all sides of it, from processing the books on for Wednesday release to picking up the books in a timely fashion to process to dealing with where's our package? Oh, has it arrived? Why is the tracking number not updated? And the 50 bajillion calls you have to make to get to the right person at FedEx or UPS or whatever to make sure that your pallet or your boxes are heading to you.
Right.
So
and that's why I said, again, if there's a mistake on Friday, that's fine because we have that Monday buffer. If there's a mistake on Monday, we do not have that buffer.
Yeah, and then you don't have any books for Tuesday, and then again, if those start stacking up as problems, that's dire for our comic book store.
Because when I worked at the record store, we would get product Friday. We would get product Friday, process it over the weekend, and we would prep everything Monday for release Tuesday. So
yeah, when I worked at warehouse, we would get stuff Thursday of the previous week, and then you would shift it all out from reorders and new product, and the new product would get shoved in the back in a corner. And then we would process it Monday night for Tuesday release.
Yep.
So
we'll see. Kevin,
quick
Toby,
question though: does that
thoughts on Tuesday comics?
Does that push our podcast to Mondays?
I don't know. I don't know what it would do. We'll have to figure something out because we couldn't do it Tuesday.
It's going to be Ryan's longest Tuesday days ever, as he has to do all the new customers, all the Wednesday people. And then have enough energy to deal with me and Bryce at the end of the day. I think he's going to shoot his brains out. Yeah, see?
Kevin's,
he's already saying that.
Kevin's old enough to remember when there was the Tuesday-Thursday split or the Friday releases. Like Wednesday comics is not... Hasn't been it's not like this has been forever, right?
Well, let's see.
Well, old enough...
Joking.
Yeah, no, but you're right. But I was of an age where you weren't necessarily aware of what days comics arrived at stores. You just knew stores have comics.
Right.
When I
lived in LA, they were Tuesday, Thursday because of the different distributors.
Yeah.
Because that was when we were still in the middle of the Heroes World stuff, right, with Marvel. So that was a year where I got my comics Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
So
when I used to work at a comic store, we had multiple day shipments where you'd open up some boxes and this is the day when you would get Boris the Bear and adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters and all of the
distributor wars.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you put out 2 boxes of comics on a Tuesday, and then the real comics, quote unquote, I'm saying loosely, would be the next day or the day after.
Right. But yeah, I with marketing and internet culture and online sales, I mean, you just can't do that anymore. There has to be a day, and I think if DC pushes this, if it's just a weird thing that's going to happen through May as a test, that's one thing. But if I see FOC for the June 5th or June 6th or whatever I said, what did I say, June 5th? Yeah, if I see FOC for June 2nd or June 9th, forget it. And that's when I look at Lunar, right? that's...
How did the shipments come today from Lunar, by the way?
They came fine.
How were the boxes? I didn't get a chance to look at them.
It was basically just like one of the regular shipping boxes in like another box with a bunch of like bubble wrap around it. It came very well, but it was expensive, right? I would not want to order from these guys regularly. Lunar has book shipping 6/2, 6/9, and 6/16, which are Tuesdays. So that's Catwoman 8th Anniversary, Event Leviathan Checkmate, Batman 92. This is in-store 6/2, which is a Tuesday. So
that means we're getting them on 6/1 and 6/8?
Maybe. So, yeah.
When's Free Comic Book Day this year?
Well, that's actually something they were talking about. They did a retailer call with Steve Geppy today.
Did you participate?
No. I read some of the
highlights
stuff they were talking about. Some of the highlights. And they may want to transition the Halloween Comic Fest into Free Comic Book Day, but I don't know what they're going to do because they're not shipping those books. We have that one little stack of them, but we're not getting anything else. I would expect it'll go back to normal next year. I don't think they'll keep it. Maybe they'll get rid of it. I have no idea or move it around, but I would expect it to put it back next year. But this year is it's very up in the air. We have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah. Wait, we got to get that Generations series started and rolling, man. That's Free Comic Book Day.
We talk about this? They canceled number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled the first issue. So,
but didn't they have like a Generations tease in the Free Comic Book Day issue?
Yeah, but that thing,
right?
They may pulp that thing. I think.
We need if anybody listens to this and can get our hands on copies that have already been printed, I would like to see one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that because I would
West
think
El Camino, Sunnyvale, California.
DC's had a long time to DC's had a long time here to redo their 5G plans and completely scrap them. So this has given them like a good 2-month buffer to completely redo everything. So I like that generation. I want to see what they wanted to do with that, but I have a feeling it's not going to be what they originally solicited.
One thing I've noticed in reviewing, looking at the hub and stuff, and I'm speaking now to my friend Ryan, not a businessman Ryan.
Yeah,
it's very hard for him to change those things. Just so you know,
a lot of comics that I was reading, not a lot, a handful of comics I was reading and keeping up with. Now with this break, there are some titles where I've looked at and been like, I don't really remember what was happening, and I don't especially care what was happening.
That's every book. I don't remember I don't remember what happens in any comic. Yeah,
I don't want to shout out. I don't want to shout out any specific titles, but there's definitely a couple of things where I'm like, do I even want to
continue
unpause this?
Well, that is the concern of a 2-month delay, right?
But wait, no, Kevin, you went digital, right?
What?
And you went full digital.
No.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, yeah. I think he's
I
think he's referring back to me reading one digital comic, and therefore,
yeah.
For new listeners, that was a joke from
last week.
Yeah.
Well, that is why I've been in every single email. I've said, if you would like to adjust your orders or cancel titles, please let us know because we have to order these things. Please cancel before we order them.
Yeah.
How was FOC yesterday?
It was fine. There's just a lot of DC stuff.
Did you bump?
All the DC stuff is returnable, so I ordered a little bit extra of everything, just over our sub numbers because I don't know what the status is going to be. Right? I mean, even the ones today, I ordered a couple extra copies. I mean, I didn't expect we're going to sell too many, but at least they're there. The FOC this Monday, where we're doing the Marvel and Image and all that. Again, I want to know what their status is. Because,
are they doing returnability?
I believe Image and most of the indies are. Marvel had said something about extra discounts, but I don't know how that. They're not doing returns, but the extra discount's good, right? I mean, if it balances out to you getting putting a couple extra copies on the shelf and paying the same amount you would getting your other numbers, then cool. Yeah, there's just most people will not pay $4 just for a $4 comic book, right? So the books out this week may sell in the next couple of weeks as people start to kind of get back to buying their books. But
or somebody who really needs that Dreaming 20 and their store's not getting it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's definitely going to be the case, right? I mean, I would think few people this week, but you could see some add-ons. If someone's like, oh, I'm going to grab that graphic novel, boom, grab that copy of Daphne Byrne too. So, yeah, I just don't know what.
Well, I think partially this decision by DC is a good one. Not necessarily the Tuesday push, but the getting comics to stores, at least so they have new product, because they get to start their slow, gradual increase, right? Where people can get used to getting back into it and so on and so forth. So when June hits and we have those big titles coming in, it's like it's almost back to normal. Whereas Marvel and Image and all those guys are just going to be like virtually almost, they're not going to have that much time to...
Well, I think those first 2 weeks, I thought they may have stretched it out further, but we don't know. Well, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. But I would guess they're going to have those first 2 weeks be kind of slower, and then
for Marvel
in June,
and Image and stuff.
Yeah, they are, right, based off those lists. But come June, they may get to be a little bit more normal. I would think you'll see more places open. Not everyone, obviously, but more open. But I would hope they would continue some sort of returnability or something, because a lot can happen in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah,
we could they could say, yep, everything's good to go, we're going to start shipping books like crazy, and then all of a sudden a second wave hits of the coronavirus and another 80,000 people are dead, and then that we're closed.
The printer's closed again. Like, we're
closed for a year, right? Yeah. I mean, I have no idea. So I think they're going to go kind of slow, but but if and moving to a Tuesday delivery too from DC, that allows them, if they want to work with bookstore distributors and other distributors outside of Diamond, they already work with, for those scheduled Tuesday deliveries. So I don't know what's going to happen. It'll be interesting though.
Anything else we got in the pipeline?
Well, sure. Lots of stuff.
All right.
But
it also lets them cross-promote if they want. They could have a really fat Batman omnibus coming out on the same day that a movie Batman is coming out, or one of those cartoons, right. Or they can align things at that point. They could do little sets and It's all about the media release day and things coming out at the same time. And I'm sure Amazon and Barnes & Noble are like, why the hell are these comic book stores getting stuff before us too, right? I have no ill will towards them. I always thought that was just a benefit of being the little guy that that threw us a bone, but eventually the bone is going to disappear.
Yeah.
The digital bone disappeared. Now the physical one's disappeared.
Yeah, but they didn't. I mean, look, to be fair, they didn't owe that to anybody, right? Sure, it was nice to get, but technically they didn't owe anything to anybody. But
that was Comixology originally.
Well, this is the problem I have with all the retailers that are like, you're screwing me over. It's like, nah, dude, DC's a business. They're going to do what's in their best interest.
Yep.
You're a retailer. I mean, look, they're not like, if DC was like, yeah, we're going to charge comic book stores double. Okay, that's a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
but like,
of course.
But this is just how this is business, guys. Like, we're selling their books, and this isn't personal. These retailers really misunderstand what's going on here, and we're nothing compared to DCBS and Midtown Comics and Lone Star, and they're nothing compared to Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So,
the thing is like you always say, we're not competing against them. We're not even in it's
a totally different market.
Yeah. So. Like, you're not even in the same wheelhouse. You're like, yeah, people can, come in and look and browse through my things and then go buy on Amazon, but
we don't even compete with Midtown or DCBS. Again, they're on a totally different playing field too.
I needed to double check. You sold my information to Lunar, right? Like all of my information. So I'm going to be getting
insanity,
calls.
A retailer on Twitter was like, oh, none of my customers have ever shopped with Midtown. I'm like, okay, that's nice to believe, but that is not the case.
I've actually never shopped with Midtown. I've never.
I mean, I'm not. I have.
You have.
You have bought books from me that I have bought from Midtown.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
But I have never
because shit
personally
happens,
gone
right?
to
I mean,
Midtown, gone online to Midtown. Now, if I was in New York, I would go into Midtown and I would probably buy something from Midtown.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah, like that's fine.
Like when I go on vacation, I love going to different comic book stores and seeing what they have to offer, what their what's their flavor or whatever, because it's just it's the community and all that stuff. But when they sit there and go, "You're selling your information," I'm like, how is telling them I want 10 copies of Scooby-Doo Team Up telling them what customers are buying Scooby-Doo Team Up?
Yeah, it's stupid. Kevin,
Ryan,
we're coming up on the time I think you need to leave. We're going to do some. I can't believe it. We have sales charts.
Oh,
not official. We have the non-official. We have the early sales charts. So this is going to be a quickie.
I was going to say it's got to be short, right? Because there weren't too many books.
Well, this is for March. This is the sales charts for March.
Hold on. We're still delayed because there was a discrepancy whether Marvel was the top book, right?
Ryan, I'm going to have to push this because I can't.
No, Marvel was the top book.
I need to hear this, so let's hit it.
Hit it.
All right, I'm not going to go over anything except for the top 10 books.
I got about 10 minutes left, so let's hit it.
Well, you're going to get plenty out of this. Why don't you guys tell me if you could remember March of 2020? I don't know if you could remember that far back.
Not really. But that was like eons ago at this point.
I know.
Can we cheat?
But
can I go on
differently if you're stuck at home the entire fucking day?
I'm fucking going on the hub and seeing what I bought in March.
But if you could remember before the world ended, what comic book shipped to comic book stores in March of 2020? Now, there was a big drop in the overall charts because when you compare it to March of last year, but that's because Detective Comics 1000 came out in March of last year.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
Clearly,
and also we had like 2 weeks, only 2 weeks of March this year versus.
We had all everything shipped.
Everything shipped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's been so long.
You did it. You processed it.
It's literally been so long. Like somebody said,
April.
It's been 6 weeks since shelter in place. I'm like, it's only been 6 weeks.
Yeah, April 1st was the first day comics didn't ship. That was the first Wednesday. Okay. So yeah, there was definitely a big drop in.
I processed previews. Duh. Okay.
Yeah, there was about a 15.5% drop in comic book sales dollar wise, 6.5% drop unit wise. But that is Detective Comics 1000. Yeah. That is what the drop is. So it's a clean sweep. Marvel and DC, no indies in the top 10.
Batman.
So if you guys want to try to guess a few, Batman 91 is the number 10 book. Now we don't have estimates. We don't have any of that stuff. This is just the top 10 list. It'll be a few days before all the estimate stuff comes out, but Batman's in there. Number 91. What else you guys got? There's 2 more DC books. Oh, sorry, Batman 90 is also there. There you go, the number 7 book. And there's one more DC book on here. It's the number 2 book of the month. It's an anniversary issue. Lots of covers.
Was it the one for Robin?
No, close.
It was the other one. Shit, Green Lantern. No, Flash, yeah.
Flash 750. So we got a lot of Marvel books.
So
in the top 10.
The rest are all Marvel?
Yep, only 2 number 1s in the top 10, and for Marvel, that's pretty surprising. Actually,
Road to Empire.
Something's actually staying in here. No, not in the top 10.
Hey, I'm laughing, and I want to read that, so I'm not throwing any shade. I'm not throwing any. That's not in the top 10, though.
No,
I don't even.
Number 9 is a book. It's back on the charts after many months off because a big it's a like fake anniversary issue with a shitload of variant covers at a $6 price point.
Immortal Hulk number 33.
Yeah, 33. There you go. Mortal Hulk 33. It's like Hulk 700 or 800 or whatever.
I think is the issue.
It's a fake anniversary.
It is the worst cover design on any variants I have ever seen because you're like, oh, issue. What? Is this 33? Is this 750? Like, there's no clear...
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Number 4 and number 8 are the same book. A double ship book from Marvel.
Wolverine.
Not too many of those. Close. Similar.
X-Men?
Not too many. Yeah, X-Men. 8 and 9. So 8's the number 4 book, and 9's the number 8 book. So to me, that's you're getting some cutoff there on the X-Men title. I know we've seen our numbers drop pretty. The sub numbers are very flat, which is great. The shelf copies are
tanking.
So I'll be curious to see where number 10 is. I would be surprised if it falls out of the top 10 already, but it might. I don't know.
So number 1.
That's number 7 was Batman. Number 6 is a number 1.
Is it Gwen Stacy?
Nope, it's got as many covers though, including J. Scott Campbell and all the favorites. I guarantee you, number 2 is not going to be a top 10 title. I'll tell you that.
Wait, was it Strange Academy?
Strange Academy,
Holy
number 1.
Boy, I pulled that out of my ass. I couldn't even remember what month that came out.
we actually sold more of those than I anticipated. I think that Campbell cover moved, but I didn't get a lot of people subbing to it, so I'll be very curious how long that book lasts.
Not very long.
And I like Humberto Ramos. We got him. We got him sitting in the store.
Oh, I thought you were going to pull me that one. All right.
No, did you hub it?
Customer.comichub.com is where you can pre-order your comic books.
You don't know how much fucking hubbing I've been doing as of late.
You can set a filter. You can set a filter for J. Scott Campbell variant covers and just boom, click that button every month, baby.
Yeah,
see what's coming out.
Giant's pain in the butts, man. There's the hub. I have hub accounts with 6 different stores at this point. I spend more money at different stores than I have in my entire life.
You're a flipper now. You're buying all the hot books and then selling them on eBay.
No, I'm buying all the hot books so I don't have to spend all the monies on eBay.
Yeah. Number 5 already got mentioned. Wolverine. Wolverine number 2 is the number 5 book of the month. Number 4 was X-Men, and number 3 and number 1 are the last two. Number 3 is it's a Marvel comic. It's another
Spider-Man.
Very good selling book. No Spidey in the top 10. Good selling book, big creator now for Marvel, off a run of
Donny Cates?
Guardians and Donny Cates.
Thor?
There he is. Thor, yep. Thor number 4. The number 3 book of the month. Still doing really good. And number 1 book of the month. It's $5. Got about 80 covers, including a die cut.
Was that Star Wars? No.
Nope. That was before. Got a die cut cover with that little triangle. Spider-Woman, number 1. Again, I don't expect to see that in the top 10 again going forward. Hey, I love Spider-Woman. I love Jessica Drew. So, I'm not saying it's a bad book. I just think it's unlikely that book's going to stay in the top 10. But you know what are you going to do? So there you go. Yep, some books.
I can't wait for April sales charts.
There won't be any.
Yeah, there will. DC dominates because they're the only one that released comics.
No, I mean this is from Diamond. There will be no April sales chart. The Robin 80th anniversary issue did make the top 10 for dollar amount, as well as Strange Adventures number 1. But both of them, we'll obviously see in the next couple days where they fell on the charts. I expect they're probably both just out of the top 10. But as far as dollar amounts, they're both up there. And I know Strange Adventure number 1 is returnable, so that they take a % off that, so it would have fallen off the top 10 anyway, probably because of that. So yeah, Marvel, let me get to some of the numbers here. Marvel's got 40.98% of the everything shipped. Oh, sorry, 46.76% of everything shipped through Diamond was Marvel. DC was 27.58, Image was 7.16. So yeah, down comparatively to March 2019, obviously, but because of Detective Comics. Yeah. And versus February 2020, right in line. There's some drops in the graphic novel. There's tiny 1%, 0.5% drop. So pretty even with February. Nothing major. So that's sales charts.
All right, that's my cue. I got to go do an interview.
All right,
Kevin, have fun. It's good having you on.
I'm sorry to miss the listener questions.
We'll get to it. That's fine.
I know you'll get to it. I'm saying I'm sorry to miss it.
And Kevin, please save your Audacity file and email it to me so I can add it to this podcast.
I will do that. We may or may not have a question from Craig Anderson tonight because he had a big day today. A big transaction day.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. I will talk to you guys in some format
a later date.
Hopefully soon.
Okay. All
right.
Bye,
listeners and podcasters.
Well, we're going to continue on here without our good friend Kevin. Yep. That's all right, though. That's all right. We miss him. He'll be back. He'll be back soon. So, digital comics. I was talking about this earlier.
Yes.
There are more digital comic books coming out from DC. They're coming out every day, Monday through Friday, every week. Mm-hmm. And they are using the digital comics that were, the physical comics that were in the Giants that went to Walmart, those additional stories. And that is the first round of their new digital comics. It's interesting. It's curious. Superman Man of Tomorrow, Batman Gotham Knight, Wonder Woman Agents of Peace, Aquaman Deep Dives, Flash Fastest Man Alive, DC Superhero Girls, and Swamp Thing. So, obviously the hope was these would get some sort of physical printing in comic book stores as well. Obviously Superman Up in the Sky and a few other, the Wonder Woman.
Batman Universe.
Come Home to Me? Was that the
Come Back to Me.
Come Back to Me. And the Batman Universe. So I expect we'll get print copies of these as well. But for now, DC is pushing hard on digital. And it does not surprise me. Digital is kind of a weird, the sales aren't great. So this is obviously a big push to drive more content, and daily content is obviously a great idea if they want to push this stuff. I'm always hopeful for physical copies of this stuff, so I would hate to be left out, but I'm not too worried. If DC suddenly announces, we're going to turn half the line digital only, okay, well, then I'm going to have a problem. But, for now, these books, cheap digital only, out of continuity,
these are the stories that are shoved at, again, we're most likely going to get these because even Teen Titans Go is digital first, and then we eventually get the print copy. So I think
it's fine. Doesn't matter.
I think it's just a matter of, again, when our industry is an industry that has multiple access points. You can access it physically, you can access it digitally, you can access it single issue, you can access it as a collection. There's many ways that you can get into reading comic books. So, as long as it's not something that's intentionally trying to hurt another part of the market, I think it's fine, right?
That's what I said. I want there to be a plan to release these physically. Obviously, Injustice was a big hit digitally, but also physically. Yeah. Even if they just come out as graphic novels, that's fine, right? Yeah. As long as we get them in some format, there will be an audience for them in print. I don't expect they'll keep them digital, and then the Walmart stuff. We'll get these at some point. They're out of continuity. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But if you're big on digital, there's some options there for you, so you can read that stuff. So we got a couple things here about the coronavirus and the shutdown. Marvel, a good half of their editorial team, and which Marvel has a pretty small team of all things considered. They don't have a huge staff, but they have furloughed half its editorial team. They are still working, and hopefully once things start shipping again, they'll all be back on. Now, Disney in general has furloughed a ton of people. Yes. So this is I'm sure in a lot of ways related to that. I know this isn't Marvel specific, but it's going to be rough for Disney. The parks are closed. Rumored, they could be closed through the year. That is billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Their movies aren't happening, right? The entire most of the year of their movies are going to be different. That is billions of dollars. Yeah. There's obviously TV's doing well, and hey, I'm sure the streaming services, and
you can see all of the Star Wars movies on May the 4th on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus is making up for a lot of the profits they're going to lose in the rest of the year from these other things. But that's a lot of money that Disney's out. So hopefully, Marvel's a small part of it, but hopefully they get this figured out. And I think once books start shipping again, we'll hopefully these guys are off furlough and things can go back to normal with them. Hopefully.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw on Twitter Disney's daughter posted a huge thread about Disney furloughing a lot of the park employees and all that stuff, and like she was kind of like, yeah, I hate being associated. She's like, it sucks being associated with things that aren't, cannot be spun in a positive light from the company. So, yeah, I don't know what Disney's going to do, but there's definitely going to be some backlash with some of the treatment of their employees during this, but they'll still make a ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make money, but it's it's obviously we would like to see them back to where they were, right?
Yeah.
So, but we also have the final kind of thing going on. Coronavirus. We obviously had we're still waiting on the big Book Industry Charitable Foundation, the BINC.
Yeah.
They had their big creators for comics.
There's some cool
charity
stuff there.
Oh yeah,
really good.
Some really cool stuff.
Oh jeez,
really
that
good.
Art Adams staff, the Campbell's, Satana. There's just
the Campbell's went for almost $15,000.
Yeah.
That's Satana's sketch. Yeah, went for almost $15,000.
Ryan, did you bid on Art Adams' death?
No. I'm getting this money. I'm not spending money on this stuff. Okay, some of this money is coming my way. So, yeah, it's nuts.
Jim Lee's Dark Side was that headshot.
His Dark Side was amazing. Yeah. But, so the BINC, DC, Oni, and Lion Forge have all joined and created the Comicbook United Fund. So these guys are all, this is going to be this is how they're going to be distributing money to the comic book stores.
Wait. Are they, the comic book stores aren't pissed off they're distributing money to them? It's not Diamond?
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
Joke's over.
No, it's not. It's never.
So they're in the process now of getting this ready. We'd heard maybe end of April, beginning of May. I think originally they had said mid-May they were going to start trying to distribute some of that money to the comic book stores that have been closed. I don't know that they. I know some employees got money that had put in for the grants, but for the charity. But I don't think any of the stores have. I think they were waiting for all this stuff to finish up, and hopefully, shortly after the first, people still got to pay rent. We do. So, I'm hearing big numbers, but now we have kind of an official fund, and this will go forward too. In the months going ahead, and in other disasters, earthquakes, floods, fires. If comic book stores are affected, hopefully these guys will still be able to get some money to support stores that in their time of need. Obviously, this affected every store in some way, right? Even stores in areas that aren't closed got no books for a month, right? That's a big deal.
Well, I think that also, I like that Jim said that this was going to be collected at the end to help even benefit as a book. So, that's something where I think everybody can look forward to helping out in some small way and getting, to have copies of this for themselves to appreciate. I know Toby's already ordered 4.
Well, and those are going to come to comic book stores.
No?
3.
3, okay.
One to keep on the bookshelf, and the other 2 to cut apart.
Well, they're going to the proceeds from that are going to go to the same foundation as well, so the same fund. So, and finally, before we move on to questions, I actually did put up Twitter questions here, but apparently Twitter is busted. So
what?
The last tweet I see.
Hold on.
The last tweet I see is from 18 minutes ago. I got 2 replies, so I don't know what happened. I was going to
say Twitter can't be busted because otherwise you wouldn't be talking to us right now. What would you do if Twitter was busted?
Twitter is busted all the time.
Yeah, but would you know how to operate?
I have message from 24 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago, 58 minutes ago.
It's also late at night. People are probably just we're done.
People
may
not just care anymore, dude.
No, Twitter is broken. Trust me, I understand. I know Twitter is broken. Final story before
you have
we
6
move on
questions in the queue
to our Patreon questions
on your Twitter. 6 questions.
Well, we got plenty on Patreon. We'll deal with those in a second here. AT&T says Warner Brothers is committed to releasing tentpole movies theatrically, of course, including Wonder Woman 1984. So I don't know if they're just going to keep pushing it back, but do not look for Wonder Woman 1984 to be released digitally anytime soon. They are going to continue to hold that. Now, I know that, like we talked about the other week, that Scooby-Doo animated movie got released digitally. Smaller movies, they may put those out first, but Wonder Woman is joining the ranks of all the MCU movies, and as everything continues to get pushed back, Wonder Woman's currently set for August. I would expect that'll get pushed back probably again, but that holdout for that, because it would have been June, right? Black Widow would have been.
Black Widow was
this week.
Yeah, Black Widow was this week.
Right?
Yeah, 1st of May.
Yeah.
I wasted my money buying that hazmat suit, man. I was ready.
So we have to continue waiting, unfortunately, for Wonder Woman, but we will get that soon enough. All right, let's hit up some Patreon questions.
Are we going to get New Mutants digitally? That's the question.
Who even knows? Mr. Rama, #1 Hellboy fan, says, what are your best hopes for the industry coming out of the pandemic? What do you want to see changed for the better? I mean, we talked about all the Tuesday stuff. I'm not saying that's for the better, but I'm not saying I even want that, but I think that stuff's going to happen.
Well, I mean, I think, again, it's what works best for everybody, is the best course of action. If shifting these to Tuesday works better for everybody and it doesn't really affect too much and things get shifted so we don't have any delays, or delays aren't going to be as drastic because we lose that day, I think that's fine. If, they want to better things or make more transparency or do returnability or, do things that tend to be positive spins, sure, we'll go for it. But yeah, I mean, Marvel just needs to get rid of their Marvel math and we're all good.
Robert had a similar question. He says, I know you've addressed bits and pieces of this question of the podcast, but what permanent and significant changes do you think the pandemic will have in the industry? I don't mean incremental changes like digital growing from 10 to 13% of the market share or stores closing up. I mean something disruptive like a true diamond competitor making a go of it, or publishers doing more straight-to-trade releases. So we know Marvel is going to be cutting back some of its kind of mid-tier stuff. They said they're going to kind of reduce their output by about a third. I've got to kind of wonder the profit on their end for some of those low-tier books. We've seen most of the independent companies have trimmed back their release. It's better. It's quality over quantity. Image has been pushing it. Boom has been pushing it, where they're pushing fewer books but higher quality books. I'm not saying the other books that they're necessarily bad, but when you have books that are selling 1,300 copies in the direct market, that book does not need to exist. Yeah. So, they're pushing bigger ideas, bigger names. It's tough, right? Because you obviously want to see the little guys succeed and people get a shot at something, but there's only so much money out there.
Well, I know, Greg Rucka has shifted his Lazarus book to quarterly. So, but it comes out, it's like a thicker book. So you're getting pretty much the same amount of content, if not more, in less, in 4 issues versus 12.
Well, that's the great thing about Image. These guys can do kind of whatever format they want, so they're not bound by monthly schedules. I know Marvel wants to have as many books on the shelf as possible, but I just it does me very little good to have a lot of copies that I'm selling 4 issues of, or a lot of issues I'm selling 4 copies of. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. You need your big main ongoing characters, and especially over the course of the next few months, once returnability's gone, once extra discounts are gone, you also have to look at
to the bone at the customer side, going, after something like this happens to the comic book industry. Kevin said it earlier, where it's, I don't remember what I was reading. Do I really care about what I was reading? Am I going to continue with this book, going forward, because I've now, I haven't seen it for 2 months. So do I really want to keep going with this? Because these were monthly titles, right? It's not like an independent book where it could be delayed just because the creative team. This is something where it was a book on a regular basis from the regular from the big two. Do I really need to fork over my money for that, or am I just I'm content just getting something else?
Right.
So,
yeah, I don't know. It's going to be nothing's going to happen immediate. It's going to be slow over the course of the next year or two because obviously things don't happen overnight. There will be shifts for a while. It'll be quite some time before we really see how this pans out. But we'll know. Give it a year,
bless you, Toby.
And we'll be looking. Yeah, give it a year, and things will be looking a little different. Brian says, "Hey fellas, after watching Lock and Key Season 1, I figured I would read the trades. Wow, these books are so good. Joe Hill is amazing. And the art, wow, again. Have you guys read them? If so, what do you think?" Toby, there's this awesome button on your microphone. It's called a mute button. You can just, any time, just hit that mute, and we won't hear anything you're doing.
But the recorder is going to record it.
I've only read the first issue or two.
But the recorder is going to record it. I have to hit mute there, too.
No.
Yeah?
No, don't mute the Hangout. Mute your audio.
Yeah, I was muting the Hangout, dummy.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even muted the Hangout.
Don't mute the Hangout. Lock and Key.
Well, I read the first trade.
I read the first couple of issues. I do need to watch the show.
There's 6, right?
Yeah, 6 trades. Yeah. I liked it. It was good. I just didn't stick with it. I should sit down and try to get through more of the comic, though. I do want to watch the show, though. I've been catching up on a decent amount of stuff on this shutdown break, so I won't get to it, but at least it's more likely I'll get to it now.
Yeah, so. I was binging a whole bunch of stuff, and then I kind of got burnt out, and so now I'm kind of in this limbo of like I'm like tired of media, and then I'll just cycle back to
I am plowing through New 52 books right now. I'm finishing up Robin War. I'm finishing up all the Batman stuff I hadn't read.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm at the very end of a lot of this stuff. So I finished up Flash. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask, how did your streaming thing go on Saturday?
It went all right. The the internet at work sucks so bad that I couldn't stream on Twitch. So I ended up doing the Instagram Live thing. Shut the shit. Toby was there. Buddy Kevin came in. Miguel, a few other people. I just talked about Legion of Superheroes for an hour because I was going through all my Legion comics. But it's fun.
Nice,
it's fun.
Nice.
Let's see if I do it again next week. Verum. Oh, Toby, you didn't watch Lock and Key yet, did you?
What? No.
Lock and Key? Yeah.
I want to, though.
Yeah, I do too. Verum Libertas asks a question I've asked many times in the last couple of weeks. Why are so many comic book retailers seemingly so bad at their jobs? Now, look.
No. Let the full, unfiltered Higgins go.
I give some of these people shit sometimes. It's just, there is, like a lot of industry, there's just, they don't want to change. There's just, things have been going the same way forever, so why change, right? And that's just, unfortunately, that's just not how things work right now. Things are going to be different going forward. We're not going to go back to the way they were. If you're not pushing subscriptions, if you're not doing mail order, if you're not selling online, what are you doing? Now, look, I can't do the Instagram Live thing. I can't do the Facebook Live thing. I can't do it. I don't have 4 hours or 3 hours to sit there and be a QVC huckster and
actually no, but it's so I've been buying a lot of used books through like Instagram posts. Like people would just like post like I don't know 20 books and say these are $10.
Sure.
And DM us. Like it's I don't want to sit there and watch a fucking dude talking about books or going through books like. But there's like one store in Long Beach. He just posted like I don't know 10 pictures of just spines going. These are 10. These are 20. These are 15. These are 5.
Right. I look. I got nothing against people that have time to do this stuff. I have no problem against people that do this type of stuff. Right. I don't have time for that. We have Comic Hub. We have eBay. We have Amazon. We have existing massive e-commerce sites that we can sell on. I don't have time.
We have a telephone.
Email. Even that, like, yeah, sure, but like, so I am coming off as the old man here because, but we have ways of doing this. We have ways that I sell this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't like I'm like, no online. No, we just already have the ways we do this stuff, right? And through Comic Hub, we could start putting more stuff online. I've really got to figure out if I want to do... Like our buddy Travis that runs a shop down in Salinas, he literally just taking photographs of his comic books and making items and throwing them up there. You know, like... It's just a custom thing. Like, I could do that really fast. Way easier than trying to set it up like an official thing. I could just take a picture, throw it up on Comic Hub. Boom, back issues are online in a second, right? So there's ways to do this for the expensive stuff, right? For the good stuff. So some options.
You need to put the bags up and the T-shirts.
If you're not selling stuff online, if you're not taking subscriptions, I got no time for you. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, but Toby, you've been doing a lot of this.
From Travis just the other day.
You've been doing the online purchasing quite a bit during the shutdown here. Hunting down some rarities.
A lot of window shopping, and that turned into slowly going, okay, I'll pull the trigger on this and this and this, and it became a lot. To a point where I just told Charlie I need to get off the Facebook and the Instagram and all of it.
How do you like... Have you watching those Instagram lives? Because, Jim and Scott, our buddies, they watch those all the time, right?
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do any of that. No. So I joined a couple of the groups that Charlie had me join, and so I'm an official Omnibro now.
Ooh.
It's actually a really, really nice group.
Congrats, Toby.
But no, they post. They'll post other posts from other stores. So that's kind of how I got to know some of these other stores. It was not necessarily me looking for it. They post them, and they would post it's used stuff, right? The cheap stuff is used. It's not like
right.
I'm getting deals on new stuff. So they're putting some of their used, you have your used. Stock. It's like basically posting that on the internet. So, and then there were a couple of hardcover books that I didn't have that I missed, like the Messiah Complex and the Second Child hardcovers. I missed. Now I'm on, of course, because of that. Now I'm on the hunt for Messiah War, the one that goes between those. So it's
making more
spiral,
holes.
Making more holes. I mean, it definitely all started with me actually having time to actually organize my bookshelves and moving things around to the point where, all the books are where they're supposed to be. And that kind of spiraled into, look, I'm missing this and this. Oh, this is out of print. Maybe I should grab this while I can. This is hard to find. There's a guy giving me a decent price on it. Maybe I should just get it now. And that just kind of spiraled to, hey, I never picked these up. And they're cheap from this used book sale, so I should pick these up. So I got a pile coming from the Long Beach store. I've talked to a store in New Jersey, North Carolina. I think I placed the order for a out of print Epic collection from a store in Indiana. Our buddy Travis over in Current Comics over in Salinas and Monterey. I bought a book from him. Chatted with him at 1 a.m. on Facebook. But no, I mean it's been fun. But like I said, I told Charlie, while this was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely filling some of my holes up. I got my West Coast Avengers 2 coming, which was the one I really wanted. So now I need to kind of
the epic collection.
Yeah.
No, the omnibus.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to a guy and the deal fell through because he just stopped responding to me, and then another person posted all of them, including the unofficial number 3, which is the John Byrne one. So I'm like, all right, let me pick these and I'll just sell the first one because I already have it, or I'll just give it to Charlie or something. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, and it's weird because I've been talking to a lot of other stores, and I mean, I go to you first. I've been checking in with you a lot, too. I'm like, do you have this? Do you have that? So I've been doing that a lot, too. But I've been definitely filling in some holes, and it's been a lot of fun just talking to other stores, all over the place, and seeing what they're doing. And a lot of them have actually a lot of stock that people didn't know about. So they're posting, and all of a sudden they start selling all their rare ones, of course, first. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Well, I think it's also a good time for you, Toby, because the stores are shut down, so if they're trying to move product to make money, so they're not necessarily looking to get that top dollar. They'll do a deal just to get the...
Well, to be honest with you, the deals I've gotten are only either through a friend recommendation or used used book sales on Instagram from other stores. Most of the stuff, like I got a couple of out of print Epic collections. So the deal is that I would get them at a cover price as opposed to spending $100 for it. So I'll buy them from these stores and I get them at retail, which is fine. I rather pay retail and have a comic book shop get some money than paying some dude that just wants to flip it.
Yeah.
Now, if a dude was truly a fan and just look, I need the money and is flipping it this way, dude, all for it. Yeah, but if you're one of the guys that saw that it just went out of print and you're nabbing all of them just so you can make a buck, well, I guess you gotta make your money, but
you can keep it where you keep your toilet paper.
I just don't agree with that. But you're never gonna get away with that. I mean, there's always gonna be people like that. You're not gonna get away from that. But if I can buy it for retail from a store, I'd rather do that because it's good for that person and it's good for me because I don't want to pay $100 or whatever it is on eBay.
Cool.
Yeah, if you get a good deal.
Another question?
It's a good thing on Comic Hub, yeah. Kind of poke around, see what's up
there. It's funny because I've been wanting that Frank Cho statue for a long time, the one that he sold in the shop that I just, didn't nab in time. There's one available.
The Wonder Woman statue?
Yeah, in the entire Comic Hub. It's like, I think, North Carolina or something, but they don't ship, so I have to contact the store and see if they would. And there's another store, there's the Judgment Day Avengers Epic Collection I was trying to get. I was trying to get a store from Vegas to sell it to me first, but they don't ship either. And they just wrote me back saying their inventory in Comic Hub is not really accurate. There's a lot of rare stuff. I'm like, yeah, probably just looking things up on the internet before he's selling it to me. It's like that Buffy I ordered like months ago where they it mysteriously disappeared after you placed the order.
I've told all the stores when they join Comic Hub, do an inventory because, if you have shit on there that's not accurate, that's the whole point is that you're putting the stuff online, right?
Yeah.
Be confident of your inventory before you switch over.
Ours is up to date.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's done, too. I finished today.
No, you're not done. You didn't put bags or T-shirts.
Well, that's different.
Put it up there. People will buy those bags.
I think I got a Judgment Day coming from Indiana now with free shipping, so I'm pretty stoked. Nice. I paid retail, but I'm pretty stoked about it, actually.
Nice.
Cool. Now I got to get that Operation Galactic Storm epic, and then I'll be really jonesing.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Paul said the MCU had a 9/11 comic.
Yes.
What are the odds they have Dr. Doom crying because of coronavirus?
MCU? It wasn't MCU.
Oh, it's a Spider-Man.
Just
Spider-Man.
Just regular Marvel 616
It's MU,
universe, right?
It's MU.
Yeah. Sorry. He says MCU, but that's what he means. Marvel. And 616
He's not a true nerd. He doesn't know MCU is one thing and MU is another thing.
They had the 9/11 tribute issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to guess we're not going to have any comic book dealing with coronavirus. Just a guess.
If anything, it would be a Yellow Lantern.
Okay. Brian says, what's your most prized comic books collection? Mine is a Nova #1. I love that cover of OG Nova. Dude, I love Nova. Do you ever notice how many times he calls villains handsome or Chuckles? I did not. I'll have to go back and reread those. I mean, Chuckles is a great name. So, Nova #1, man, that book's shot up way high in value now. Yeah, all the rumors. I mean, people go crazy. That book's like a couple $100 now in good condition. I bought it for like $5. Like back in the day, I bought it for $10 maybe. Nothing. I mean, I've talked about it before. I mean, my run of Avengers, it's hard to beat that. It's full run of
impressive run of Avengers.
The first series, yeah, including #1 all the way to current. So, not current, all the way to the end of the original.
Disassembled.
96.
I
know. Trust me, I've been doing a lot of research as of late. I started spreadsheet numbers and everything, man. It's been addicting.
But there's other good stuff. That Crisis box set I picked up over Christmas, that thing's fucking amazing. I love that. I have some original art. I have a couple New Warriors pages I picked up through the years. Some art people have given me, like commissions and things I've gotten done. That's pretty good. I mean, the store counts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I my stuff is mainly just recent stuff. Like I have an entire run of Black Mirror. Those issues go for a fair amount. I got like 2 runs of Batman and the Outsiders, 1 to bind and 1 for my own collection because I love that team. But yeah, I mean, nothing like too crazy. I have a first appearance of Harley. That's probably my big one. So
from Scott.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, thanks to Scott.
Yeah. Well, I think I advertised this one before. I believe, the Strangest Keys collection from everybody, because I got first Moon Knight, first Black Cat, first Elektra, first Mockingbird. And it's just a weird kind of set of characters, but I really, really dig those books. And of course, first Gambit, which may be destroyed at the storage unit, but who knows. I really hope to retrieve that one day, and hopefully it's still in one piece. And Birds of Prey number 8 is one I cherish. I got a Mickey Mouse from Germany, number 2, from like, I don't know, 1934 or no, 60 something. I don't know, super old. That I cherish too. So that's also in storage and hopefully not destroyed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What happened to your storage?
No, it's just there's a lot of sun and there's been a lot of rain and I haven't had access in a while, and I need to eventually go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Check it out. Mentioning, talking about earlier from my hauls from these random stores and stuff, I finally got my Iron Man Heroes Reborn trade, which will finally complete my Heroes Reborn four books of Heroes Reborn books.
Nice.
And I know I shared this before, but the Heroes Reborn, maybe not the most respected book, but it holds a special place in my heart because Heroes Reborn is actually how I got back into comic books. When I moved here, I think I bought a Visor magazine and they hyped it up, and the Wildstorm artists are going to do Marvel again, and I was super excited about it. So I went to this comic book shop down the street because the one closer to me closed. So I went to the mall and went to the one in the mall, and the guy said, "Oh, I could pre-order them." So I didn't even realize that was a thing. So I prepaid for four number ones, both Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, and Fantastic Four. And I would go pick them up occasionally, right? And one time, my friend Tiffany came with me, and she goes, "You have comic books that they hold for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a thing." So she thought it was weird. So, but she went with me, and then she worked at Subway at the time. And Mel, the owner, tried to recruit her from Subway. And because I took her to the shop, and she knew about the shop, she knew exactly which one it was. She called me right away. You go, "Man, they're hiring. You should go put an application in." So I did. I biked down the street, put in my application, interviewed a guy named Mike at the time, and 2 days later I was working at Legends. So it's all kind of because of Heroes Reborn. So while it gets hated for Rob Liefeld's Captain America giant chest,
that thing is exceedingly big.
And the story may not necessarily be the greatest, even though I actually enjoyed reading Cap, even that run. But a lot of my roots come from. I mean, look. Everybody heard my Gambit stories. That was before that, but Heroes Reborn is really why I, got into the industry, or I got my chance at it. Got my feet wet as a guy that would take out the trash and occasionally ring people up to the guy 10 years later that would order all the books. So, yeah. So it all tracks back to Heroes Reborn. I think before that, I only had a handful of American comics. I had like Dark Hawk number 1 or number 2. New Warriors and that Gambit number 2, and some random Silver Sable issue, and a couple Spider-Mans that my mom got from 3 for $1 sale at Rite Aid. So Heroes Reborn is really kind of what set me off on the collecting path, or of like traditional American comics.
Nice. And it is complete on your shelf.
Yeah, well, not quite. So I didn't notice when I went to Charlie's place, he had 5 trades up on the shelf, and I was like, wait, what's this 5th one? And it's Heroes Reborn The Return, as in when they get back to the Marvel universe with Franklin Richards kind of bringing them back. And I was
that miniseries,
yeah. So I'm kind of trying to. I think I probably, to be honest with you, I probably own the single issues somewhere. I'm probably in the same storage unit that I have all the other stuff at. But I might track that. I'm watching a couple eBay auctions, and I may track that one down too, so that I'll have all 5. But none of the trades collect number 13. So the mysterious Wildstorm Marvel crossover.
Yeah, that will never be reprinted.
Exactly. I have them all.
No time.
probably in that same storage, but I have them all.
Just bind them.
Bind them into your own little trade.
Yeah.
Bind made that and Death Maid into the same collection.
Yeah.
It could be all your crossovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesse says, I just finished reading Green Arrow Longbow Hunters for the first time.
Oh, dude, the Mike Grell stuff.
Yeah, he says, I love it, but it got me thinking, what's your favorite reimagining or updating of a classic character? I mean, it happens less these days. There's been some big overhauls like Green Lantern, obviously. Yeah. We're all pretty partial to John's kind of reinvigorating that character.
Well, he brought
that was so good that it made me like Green Lantern. I didn't even like Green Lantern before that.
Well, I think it was John's just reimagining of the Spectrum, not just Green Lantern himself. It's just the spectrum of colors and the different ring types and all that. Cause,
that Rebirth book, man, I was like, man, I don't even like this fucking character, but I love this damn book. It was so good.
Yeah, it's a case of taking, and then that's been the best of the kind of updating and reimaginings that they've done in the last 10, 20 years has actually been by not just not changing them to be different. Yeah. It's actually kind of reverting them back to be their most classic take, but in a modern form. A lot of that stuff in the Jeff Johns Green Lantern run and Flash run and other books he's done where he takes sort of the best elements of the original story and then tweaks them to be relevant today, takes what worked so well and makes them a little bit more interesting for modern readers. I love new characters. I love it when they introduce new characters and legacy characters, but sometimes those original characters are, there's still great stories that can be told with them. When they've kind of changed them up too much, they go too far from that kind of original pitch, and it doesn't always work. So I don't mind experimentation, but I do generally kind of like when they bring it back to basics.
Well, I think it's no secret that I really enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man when it came out originally. I really loved that book.
Yeah.
Some of the villains were a little reimagined too much.
Yeah.
And over in the Ultimate X-Men, it was good to a certain point, and I think they kind of jumped the ship after that. But I really, really enjoyed that Ultimate Spider-Man book in the beginning. I thought that was a really fantastic book.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were just talking about Heroes Reborn, right?
Yeah.
The Heroes Return stuff, to me, that was the kind of...
all right, we're going to... basics. Yeah. Music Avengers with, I think, George Perez was amazing.
Yep.
The Thor run was amazing. That's also... Isn't it that when they started doing all the Marvel Knights shortly after? Because that Daredevil was amazing. That Black Panther
same time.
was amazing.
Yeah, same time.
That Black Widow was really good in that run. Yeah. I think I just lost you all, guys. Hold on. Oh, wait.
Oh, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
You there?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Toby.
Okay.
That's all right. We're going to move on to the next question.
Talking about reimagination, besides Ultimate Spider-Man.
Maybe we lost Toby.
What? Can you hear me?
There we are. Now you're back. Okay. Now we can hear you.
I was saying, besides, that Ultimate Spider-Man, oh, crap. I just lost my train of thought altogether, man.
It was lost in
Brock, go for a bit while I try to regain it. I'm old. I'm an old guy.
Oh, we're all old, I think the reimagining of Guardians, the Abbott and Lanning reimagining of Guardians was really well done. There's just been... I think as long as you keep the essence of what you're reimagining, I think you really stand a good chance of succeeding with it. Like we said, like Toby said with the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff, that early stuff was really, really great. The X-Men stuff was good to a point. I never read any Ultimate FF, but I've always heard mixed reviews about it.
Nah, good.
So, but yeah, like Heroes Return and all that stuff, like, that was, like you said, Ryan, kind of getting back to, let's get back to the team, let's get back to the original, what made this good and what people really enjoyed out of it. So,
I remember now. So besides that Daredevil, it was the Kevin Smith Green Arrow run that I thought that was really, really well done. And Metzler was following Kevin Smith stuff, and that was actually even better, I thought. So that entire run, I thought, was a nice little reintroduction, soft reboot to Green Arrow.
I mean, I don't know if it was a reboot, but Brubaker's Captain America just launched Captain America to a different level, especially for me, like, reading it. Especially, like, Winter Soldier. So, you know.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Speaking of supposed to be Free Comic Day, I just saw a post about it. I was like, oh, yeah.
That's next week. I talked about it earlier in this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. Oh, well.
It's the first Saturday of the month.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it, but I didn't
literally
even think
this
about
Saturday.
it really being. Yeah. No, we were talking about Black Widow, and I was like, oh, yeah, Free Comic Day.
I think we lost Toby again.
That's all right. We're gonna pound this real fast. Zach Johnson says there's no secret that comic book fans can be nitpicky and complain about changes in new directions.
No.
Do you get that a lot in person too, or is it something people mostly do behind the safety of a keyboard? And absolutely in person, less so than online, obviously. But no, we get customers complaining. But it's not as mean spirited. It's not as one dimensional. It's not as the same tired arguments.
It's not comic shady. Like, it's people are more.
No.
People are more upset at, like, you know, they want that comfort. They want that that familiarity that goes with these characters, and when something kind of might threaten that, that's where they get a little defensive. But it's nothing too drastic. I mean, you can tell the douchebags that are more prone to be, you know, just jerks about anything, because the first thing they say when they come in the store is, "Oh, I can't believe X, Y, and Z," or whatever. And you kind of just, like, roll your eyes and say, yep, all right, and wait for them to leave.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just kind of ignore them for the most part. You know, I have a couple customers that are definitely a little on the grumpy side and like to complain a lot, but they keep buying comics, so whatever.
And I think that it's again, you don't have to like everything. You like what you like.
No.
Like, promote what you like. We give Marvel tons of shit here, but it's like Marvel's still part of the industry. I still, want Marvel to succeed. Like, I still buy Star Wars Epic Collections and Star Wars hardcovers. Like, so
they are the majority of the industry. Final question for Gilbert. It says, I just finished Strange Adventure number 1. I don't remember if you guys talked about it yet, but any thoughts if you did? And yeah. I mean, it's the first issue.
Yeah.
It's a good setup. I like what they do with Adam Strange. I want to see more. I was unsure how they were going to handle Mr. Terrific. I mean, I'll keep spoilers light here just because, the story just started. But it was a good introduction with Mr. Terrific. I like what they did. I want to see where they take this team up going forward because it's pretty unique. So,
well, I think
art's incredible.
I think it's a really good team up in the sense that, I don't need to see Batman all the time. I don't need to see Superman all the time. Like, I love these characters. I enjoy these characters, but I want something else that drives it, right? Like, in Mr. Miracle, it was like, one of the most famous lines from Mr. Miracle is Batman kills babies. Like, Batman's in it for like 2 seconds as a stuffed animal, merchandising, but, Mr. Miracle stands on its own, but it still understands what's going on with everything else. And with what happens in Strange Adventures, I think it's just a natural transition to, that would be a perfect fit. That's where Mr. Terrific would fit in. So, I'm stoked for issue 2. I'm like desperately waiting to get my hands on a copy.
Couple weeks. Oh,
it's about
6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's more than a
6
couple.
Weeks. Probably. Yeah. Couple couples.
But I think that Tom King really respects the material, and creators that respect the material and enjoy the material tend to put out better quality stuff. I mean, Johns and Snyder and King and Morrison and Bendis and Donny Cates and Hickman and all these guys, they're the ones that were growing up with comics in the 70s and 80s and appreciating them then. And, the guys that were reading 70s, 80s, 90s, and then...
80s and 90s.
Well, I'd say Donnie's a little younger than that.
Donnie's like 2000s.
But I throw in...
that dude is younger than us, I'm pretty sure.
I throw in the 70s because it's always, there's always something tangible from the previous decade that kind of bleeds over. So, But yeah, it's the constant cycle of, they're fans and then they come into the industry. So yeah. Do we have another one?
All right.
Another question? Oh, I thought we had one more.
We are done. Thank you all very much for listening to this podcast. I know we lost Toby there once or twice, but hopefully the audio all works out. I'll figure it out if it didn't. We are going to wrap up now. New comic books are out, guys. Go to support your local comic book shop if you can, or order some stuff online, and we'll have more DC books out next week, and then in a couple weeks, back to not normal, but, more normal than now. So, thank you to our high-tier Patreon backers. That's Joe Duff, Andrew Nelson Mendez at Recovery of an Anime Junkie Podcast, Craig Anderson at CraigPAnderson.com, Jimmy Rivera at the Social Forum Podcast, James Laws and Litwin Studios. Thank you guys all very much for your continued support. If you would like, go to comicconspiracypodcast.com, geekbox.net, Apple Podcast, and Spotify to find all our previous episodes if you want to listen to them if you haven't heard them before. YouTube.com/comicsconspiracy is where you can find the audio versions of this podcast on YouTube if that's your preferred listening method.
You love getting those phone calls. I heard you on YouTube.
The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net is where you can send us some long-form emails. We'll read those once in a while. Patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you can help support this podcast. And we're gonna next week will be our next week? No, a couple weeks. What the fuck am I talking about? Next week. Next week will be our first of the month, so we'll go through all our $5 backers and up. Read those guys. Thank them on this podcast.
You know what we did miss in all of the chaos that is COVID-19? Our 9-year anniversary happened.
Whatever. Nothing matters anymore. Time is irrelevant. Comicsconspiracy.biz is our store website where you can purchase comics. We're shipping every other day or so go on there and pick up some stuff, including the new books that just came out today from DC. And a big stack of graphic novels going on sale as of this recording Wednesday night Thursday morning. They're coming in tomorrow. We're going to put them up. A lot of their recent releases that are going out through the bookstore distributors, they're going to be in stock with us tomorrow.
And are you getting some restock too as well with that? Or is it just new stuff?
No, it's all new stuff. All new stuff. Yep.
We did get our restock last week, so...
Yeah. So a lot of restock came in too. ConspiratorBrock.com, that's Brock's blog, video pull list, and unboxing videos. Go over there and check him out. Wanders in the Fourth Dimension is Charlie's Doctor Who podcast. And LeanneHill.com is my wife Leanne's website. You can find all her art on there and follow her over on Etsy and pick up some of her prints. There's links there. Etsy.com/shop/LeanneHillArt. Go on Twitter, Ryan Higgins Ryan, Brock Sager, Toby XI, Kevin is that Kevin Sharp. The store is ComicsCon Store. And please please listen to the Geekbox, which I'm on now back on regularly. So new episode going up tonight alongside Comic Conspiracy Podcast. And Manga Nations, a few of our good friends over there that do that, talk all about manga and anime. So check those guys out. All right. That's a podcast. We are done. Turning off.
It's episode 450.
Monitor
450.
Turning off monitor number 2, and now I'm going to hit stop on the Audacity program and edit this podcast and post it. So thank you all very much for listening.
See you next week.
We'll catch you next week.